This is the perfect tag for Tag Wednesday for me, and it came in at just the right time, yesterday. Hey BookTube, it's Kim at Middle of the Book March. Is this thing on? Yes, it's on. So, my family and I have all been sick for at least the entire month of December. So I've still got a little bit of a throat thing going on, not too bad. I think I'm over the COVID for the second time. My husband's still sick. It's been kind of a hot mess December, but we're on the upswing for sure. So today I'm doing a Tag Wednesday tag, like I said, that came in yesterday. I was tagged yesterday. It's the perfect end of year tag for me. And I was tagged by Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl. And this is the So What Did You Learn book tag. And this was an original tag by Danny at Danny Dabbles. And I'm going to link both their channels down below. So I was really happy to be tagged in this. I don't normally jump on tags immediately, but I thought this is perfect for the end of the year. Perfect analysis. So there are 6 prompts, and a lot of these are chatty, but I do have some specific books that I'm going to show you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the books because I've already done that through the year. And I think for the most part, you'll either have remembered seeing them on my channel or they're pretty well known anyway. So, number 1, name something about your reading that you've learned you love. The more general answer for this, and this might merge into an upcoming question, but I really have gotten to the point where I've discerned the books that I love, the types of books. And one of the things about BookTube, I've been on BookTube for 3 years. One of the things that I got caught up in from the very beginning is seeing so many books on everybody's channels, and seeing when I saw the same book on multiple channels, that's when I was really paying attention. And typically they were new releases. So I would, decide how much my taste matches the particular booktuber I was watching, and then I would listen to their review on a particular book, and I would rush out and try to acquire it because of their review, because of our tastes were similar. But what I found along the way was it wasn't really the case. It took me a little while to decide I like their choice in books, but they're not for me. Or in the beginning, I thought our tastes were very similar, but they really weren't. And I don't know why I didn't notice that. I think I was so caught up in the fun and the joy and the excitement of BookTube and being part of the community that I failed to realize soon enough our tastes don't really match that much. And I don't like that book, and I should have known that because I've almost never liked that type of book. And so I've learned what I love. I've learned the books that I believe I'm going to love, and I gravitate towards those types of books. I've also learned that I got to stop spending because, I don't do a book ban, a buying ban, or a purchasing ban. I don't believe in that. I don't need to do that. I don't choose to do that. Totally understand why people do it. There's part of it that's fun. It's a game that you play with yourself. But I've never done that. But I have noticed how much money I've spent on books that are still on my shelf unread. And some of them are brand new releases at the time. Why do I do that? And I've learned that not to do that based on what I've learned about the types of books that I will love. So let me show you a book. Well, this is a collection of books. And I learned that I love Ursula K. Le Guin. And this is the Hainish Novels and Stories, Volume 1. I also have Volume 2 over there somewhere. I love Ursula K. Le Guin. Now, she's been around. I think she's passed away at this point, but she's one of the best well-known science fiction writers, incredible science fiction writer. And this her first novel in the Hainish series is Rokanan's World, and it was copyrighted in 1966, the year of my birth. And I've so far read the first 3 novels in the Hainish series, and this was the author or the book on my Mooks and Gripes bucket list book tag that I wanted to read. Ursula K. Le Guin's Heart of Darkness, and not Heart of Darkness, that's Joseph Conrad, who I hate. The Left Hand of Darkness, let's get that straight. And I had another book on my Mooks and Gripes list, Mrs. Dalloway. But I read the first 3 novels, Rokanan's World, Planet of Exile, and City of Illusions. The Left Hand of Darkness is next. And I think I'm going to be picking this up pretty soon. But I absolutely loved them. I loved her writing. I loved the stories. I loved each of the novels for their own special reason. And I can't wait to get to The Left Hand of Darkness. I've never been a real enthusiastic sci-fi fan, but I can absolutely get behind Le Guin's writing and story creation, and really looking forward to getting through the rest of this collection. Prompt number 2, name something about your reading that you've learned you hate. Well, don't we all hate bad books? I did a project earlier in the year about women's fiction or chick lit, and realized how insipid and ignorant and, what's the word I'm looking for? Just empty some of these publishing machines are. I'm not putting down the books, because there is a book for everybody out there, and there is a genre for everybody out there. And I realized that I can't stand some of what publishing puts out under the title of certain types of genres. And I also hate the fact that they are assuming that women want to read the same stuff over and over and over again. Absolutely untrue. Of course, we all know this. But I realized very quickly when I started that project that publishers were just churning out specific types of books for financial gains, obviously for greed. And I felt offended by the publishing world. And I stopped reading those types of books. I'm not a big fan of novels directed specifically to women. I'm not a fan of books that are labeled chick lit or women's fiction. I'm also not a fan of like the cozy types of books. And there are a lot of people, I have a lot of booktube friends who love cozy reading, and I can totally get why. And I've read a few here and there, and I'm just not, it's not for me. It doesn't fit my personality. So I think maybe I hate publishing. I hate publishers. But what am I going to do now? If I tell them I hate them, I need to buy my books somewhere. I don't know. Prompt number 3, name something about your reading that you've changed your mind on. This one is easy. And I just lost a bookmark. Oh well. Poetry. I read at least 4 poetry collections in 2022. And come to find out, I picked really well, I think, because I loved them. Some of them are far more successful than others. This one is Amy Lowell Selected Poems, edited by Honor Moore, and this is my Library of America edition. I loved this collection, and this is a collection of love poems from Amy Lowell to her longtime lover, who was a lesbian, and her lover took care of her until she died on her deathbed. And I think they were together for around 12 years. But in this era, that was unheard of. 1912, so it was the very early 20th century. And her partner's name was Ada Dwyer Russell. But this is a collection of love poems to Russell, and it was beautiful. The vast majority of these poems were just so beautifully written. I didn't understand every single one, and there's a series of some that I was really curious as to why they were in this collection, but I thought it was gorgeous, and the writing was wonderful. I am currently reading a collection of poetry, Stag's Leap by Sharon Olds. Her writing she's a brilliant writer. She's brilliant. These poems are beautiful and emotional and gut-wrenching. And so this very short collection It's taken me a while to read because what I've also realized about myself is I am an exceptionally emotional reader. And a lot of things get to me. Beautiful writing, very emotional topics. This whole collection is about the breakdown of her marriage and her divorce, the internal breakdown of her own identity. She's questioning what did her life mean within her marriage and after. But it's a brilliant collection, and I've just kind of read it slowly and savored it a little. And also I can only read a few before I feel that I have to emotionally recover from the content of the poetry. But it's just beautiful. Number 4, name something about your reading that you've learned helps you pick better books. Honestly, this is staying true to myself and listening to my inner voice. Like I talked about earlier, I can't go with every recommendation and every great review, especially for a book on multiple channels. I watch so many channels that I don't have a lot of taste in common with, but I love the booktuber. And I also know once in a while we'll have a match of a book that we both love or we both are dying to read. And I'm pretty sure that if I pick that up, as long as it's not a new release, because I don't have a lot of good luck with new releases, but if there's a classic that I know a booktuber friend of mine picked up and loved or is going to, that I can pretty well discern if I'm going to love it too. So I need to remind myself that I've pretty much nailed down the things that I'm going to like. BookTube has pushed me and encouraged me to experiment, and in that process, it has confirmed for me that I know what I love. And that's how I've learned how to pick better books. It's not that I'm not willing to try new things, but I'm a lot more realistic, and I'm pretty sure I can try something new. And over this past year, it's been 50-50. There are some books that are brand new, that are off the path for me, that I've loved. And there are others that I kind of slap myself and say, you should have known better, because you knew that's not your book. It's not the book for you. But the 5th prompt, name something about your reading that has prevented your enjoyment of reading. I did a whole video on e-reading and how I'm not liking e-reading anymore. But I'm not liking e-reading on my phone. I was using my phone at work to read ebooks, and I just couldn't, I didn't like it. It wasn't going well. I was reading ebooks and finishing them, but I was like, eh. But then I realized this is not the device to use to read a book. A phone screen is far too small. It's my phone. I've got my phone practically Velcroed to me all day. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't love it, but it's a tool. But I don't want to use it to read. I did recently pick up an Oasis after I traded in an old Kindle Fire and a Paperwhite. And I'm really enjoying the Oasis. I'm enjoying the faster speed of the device. I'm enjoying the buttons. And I really am enjoying everything about it. So I'm reading a very good new release on it at the moment, right now. And I'm over halfway, and I'm still really impressed by this book. Not going to tell you what, you can probably guess if you look at my Goodreads. So that, over the year, that has prevented my enjoyment of reading. But I think I fixed the problem. It only took me almost an entire year. And the 6th and last prompt is, name something about your reading that has improved your enjoyment of reading. I think I might have talked about this already. What has improved my enjoyment of reading? Slowing down. The entire month of December, I've barely finished a book. And I got to the point early in the month where I'm like, that's totally friggin' okay, because why do I have to push myself to read a book? Yeah, I have a BookTube channel, but I have plenty of bookish things to talk about. I can talk about at length why I haven't finished books in December, but I need to slow down. And I'm also, again, listening to that inner voice that tells me, Kim, you're not going to like that book, don't buy it. Or, you don't have to buy 20 books at a time. If I go online and I'm on a website that offers free shipping if you buy a certain dollar amount, it's okay to just buy one book and pay the $5. Or it's okay to not buy 8 books just to get the free shipping. It's okay to not consume that much. It's okay to buy one book that I'm really excited about. And that actually improves the enjoyment of my reading because I know I'm not consuming just to consume. I'm not that fond of book hauls for myself anymore. I didn't get any books for Christmas. I didn't ask for any. I did. I'm still waiting for one book, and it's a classic that my book group and I have discussed reading, possibly in the new year. And we ordered that one, and because of shipping delays, it didn't arrive by Christmas. And I bought myself one other book just today that'll take a couple of weeks to arrive. But that's it, 2 books in the last month or so. And for whatever reason, that helps me enjoy my reading. Not putting that pressure on myself to read for quantity just because I need something to talk about, or just because I want to have something on my Goodreads, or just because I want to bulk up my Goodreads number. I don't. And I've started to just savor my reading, and I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying it. So that is it for What Did I Learn book tag. So here's some folks I'd like to tag. And as always, if you're not interested or if you've already done the tag, I have given you all the permission you need to bypass this tag, but I would love to hear your answers if you choose to do it. I'm going to tag Erin at Erin Go Read. I am going to tag Marilyn at Marilyn Maya Mendoza. I am going to tag, let's see, where am I? I am going to tag Micah at Micah Cummins. And I'd like to tag Hannah at Hannah's Books. And I know Hannah's been coming on sporadically, but Hannah, if you're watching, you're tagged. I would love to hear you talk about these topics. So that is it for me for this Wednesday. Yes, I will have a bookish video coming up on Saturday. I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about. I don't know. Maybe I'll finish something. Honestly, I could end up finishing a couple of books. We'll see. I'm pretty far into a lot of them. We'll see what I do. I don't know. No promises, people. No promises. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.